We're joined now by the chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Adam Schiff. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. As we come on the air tonight, Russia seems poised to escalate its invasion of Ukraine, as you know. What can you tell us on what the threat is right now from Russia and what the intelligence shows on how far Putin may go?
Well, the threat is severe. They've already begun the invasion, and the question is how far will they go? The Russians, I think, have a whole range of plans, which may include capturing the capital of Kyiv. Doesn't mean they'll necessarily execute those plans, but they certainly have the firepower to do it. They certainly have the more than 150,000 troops arrayed to do that. And this is, I think, very much the Kremlin playbook. They're hitting Ukraine now with cyber attacks. They're hitting it with disinformation and propaganda online and elsewhere. I believe they've already infiltrated some of their people further into Ukraine to prepare the battlefield for the further invasion of Ukraine. So this is a very dangerous moment and one that's really hard to believe taking place in a century. But it is just naked aggression by Putin and Russia.
And, of course, you just said that Russia has the firepower to do it. But if there is a full-scale invasion, do you feel that Ukraine is prepared to defend itself? Or just how bad could this get?
It could get very bad. I mean, we could see many, many thousands of casualties, both Ukrainian military and civilians, but Russian military body bags going back home to the Russian state. So it could get very ugly. Is Ukraine prepared? They're prepared, but they're really overmatched. And I think if Russia goes forward with a full effort to take over the whole country, they can do so in probably pretty rapid order. The question is, how do they keep it? And there is where I think it gets very long and very bloody, with a lot of body bags going back to Russia.
And there's been debate about the timing and the strength of sanctions. I know you believe that President Biden has handled this all appropriately, but let me ask, are there any sanctions that can deter Putin if he seems determined to carry out an invasion of Ukraine?
If he's determined to do it, he'll do it, and sanctions won't stop him. But sanctions will raise the costs on him, and if we continue not only to up the sanctions, go after more of the larger Russian banks, deprive Russia of its ability to use the financing system known as Swift, it could really debilitate the Russian economy. Those steps, along with providing defensive arms to Ukraine, and raising the cost to Russia in both human and financial terms, may mean that it's unsustainable for Putin and a deterrent to any future aggression by him, as well as by others around the world who are watching.
So what do you feel that the U.S. and its allies need to do next?
Well, I would love to see the U.S. and its allies increase the sanctions, increase the pressure and the costs on Russia, and provide more material support for Ukraine's defense. Those are the steps that we can take. I'd like to see our social media companies more aggressively go after Russian propaganda online, which I think is an increasing problem and part of that, again, that playbook. And I applaud the administration for continuing to declassify intelligence about Russian intentions, which make it so clear this is a pure war of aggression on Putin's part, and Ukraine is merely trying to defend itself.
As the latest sanctions take hold, do you have any concern at all that there could be some fault lines in the coalition opposing Russia, as the West also feels economic pain, especially through higher energy prices?
Well, I think this is a miscalculation on Putin's part. If he thought that NATO was divided, he's really brought NATO together. And I think there's a level of unity there we haven't seen in many years. We're going to need to hold that together over time. I think Putin is counting on the West losing its will in the months or maybe years to come of Russian occupation of Ukraine. And we simply can't. It's, I think, no exaggeration to say that this is an attack on democracy. What Russia fears most, what Putin fears most, is this proliferation of democracies around the Russian state, giving an example to the Russian people that they don't have to live under a despot and they can enjoy a better economy and a better way of life than what they have under Vladimir Putin.
And, Congressman, I want to show you an image from a gas station in downtown Los Angeles on Monday night selling regular unleaded for more than $6 a gallon, and the average in L.A. County is $4.78 a gallon. What do you say to your constituents who are already grappling with some of the highest gas prices in the country, as those prices are only expected to go up even more in the coming days and weeks?
Well, first of all, anyone who is gouging gas prices ought to be held accountable. I think some of that is going on right now. We are trying to address the supply chain problems that had gas prices already high and inflationary pressures, which are a global phenomenon. But in terms of what the Ukraine crisis may do, the president is taking every action he can to mitigate the impact on the United States. The impact on Europe is going to be much greater. But nonetheless, this is the cost of defending democracy. And we've seen the Russian state attack our own democracy in the presidential election in 2016. We're seeing it now use military force to attack democracy. And the price of defending that has never been free, and it certainly won't be now.
Congressman Adam Schiff, we thank you so much for your time tonight. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.